Hello everyone, this is Dialect again and I'm here to help you learn Arabic. مرحبا جميعا، اسمي ديالا الجوهري وأنا هون لساعدكم تتعلموا عربي. Guys, in today's lesson 7, we're going to learn how to form negative sentences. So, let's get started. Arabic Sahel. So you guys, we've learned before how to say this is a book in Arabic. We've said that to say this is, we use the word هذا to point at masculine nouns, and we use the word هذه to point at feminine nouns. So if we want to say this is a book, we say هذا كتاب. And if we want to say this is a flower, we say هذه وردة. If you still have a problem with that, you guys, please revise lesson 2 attached in the Arabic grammar course. Okay, so today we're going to learn how to say this is not a book. And to do that, we're going to start as usual with Arabic Fusha. In Arabic Fusha, we have two different words to say not. And these two words are Laysa, Ghayr. Laysa and Ghayr. So let's start with the first word, Laysa. This is a word we usually use before a noun or an adjective to make negative sentences. And it usually means is not. Not only the word not, is not. For example, if we want to say this is a book in Arabic, we say هذا كتاب. هذا كتاب. And if you want to say this is not a book, we say هذا, and we place Laysa to say is not before the noun, which is كتاب. So it becomes هذا ليس كتابا. And note here, you guys, for grammar rules that we're going to explain in following lessons, every word that you put after Laysa should have تنوين الفتح. So we say هذا ليس كتابا and not كتاب. Okay, it's a grammar rule. We're going to explain it in the following lessons. To take another example, if you want to say this is a door, we say هذا باب. And if you want to say this is not a door, you put Laysa before the noun, باب. And remember, you have to replace تنوين الضم with تنوين الفتح when you put Laysa. So your sentence will become هذا ليس بابا. هذا ليس بابا. Okay, let's take this sentence. هو طالب. هو طالب. He is a student. We've said that before. Student means تلميذ. Now I'm giving you another synonym for the word student, which is طالب. It also means a student in Arabic. So, هو طالب. He is a student. If I want to say he is not a student, remember that is not is Laysa, and we place Laysa before the noun directly. So it becomes هو ليس طالبا. هو ليس طالبا. Okay guys, note here that when Laysa is placed before a feminine noun, you have to add تاء طويلة. So it becomes ليست. And thus, if we have this sentence, هذه تلميذة, it becomes هذه ليست تلميذة. Again, we put تنوين النصب on the word that follows the word ليست. And did you notice that, you guys? We added تاء طويلة to the word ليس. And why is that? Because it's followed by a feminine noun. Okay, so let's summarize the rule. If you want to say is not, you place Laysa before the noun. And you have to put on the noun that follows Laysa تنوين النصب. And if that noun is a feminine noun, you put ليست with that and not Laysa. Okay? And you also put تنوين النصب on the noun that follows Laysa. Great! So now let's go to the other word, which is غير. This word also comes before adjective. And You rarely see it before nouns, you guys. And this word in English doesn't mean is not or the word not. In fact, it's closer to the English prefixes that change the noun into a negative noun. For example, non, in, on, non like non-Arabian, in like incorrect, unlike the word unofficial, and you have many more. Ill, like in the word illegal, im, like in the word impolite. So all these are summarized in Arabic in the word غير. Okay? غير replaces all these negative English prefixes. And you use it for this reason. For example, if you want to say this is correct, correct in Arabic is صحيح. صحيح. So you say هذا صحيح. هذا صحيح. And if you want to change that to negative, you say this is incorrect. So in Arabic it becomes هذا غير صحيح. هذا غير صحيح. And note here, you guys, that the noun that follows the word غير should have تنوين الكسر on it. Okay, again, this is for grammar rules that we're going to explain in the following lessons. Okay, for now, please memorize that after غير, you have to place تنوين الكسر on the noun that follows it. Okay, so we say هذا غير صحيح. هذا غير صحيح. Okay, let's take another example. If we say هذا رسمي, this is official. To say this is unofficial, we say هذا غير رسمي. هذا غير رسمي. هذا غير رسمي. And note here, you guys, that if the word غير is followed by a feminine noun, you don't add anything to the word غير. It stays the same. For example, if we want to say this angle is right, the word angle in Arabic is زاوية. زاوية or زاوية. Right in Arabic is قائمة or قائمة. So if you want to say this angle is right, you have to say هذه الزاوية قائمة or هذه الزاوية قائمة. And if you want to change that to a negative sentence and you want to say this angle is not right, you say هذه الزاوية غير قائمة. هذه الزاوية غير قائمة or هذه الزاوية غير قائمة. And I know, you guys, that you may be asking, okay, then how do we change verbs into negative verbs? But we're going to discuss that in a later lesson. In this lesson, we're focusing on how to change words that are nouns or adjectives into negative nouns and adjectives. Okay, so now let's start with the Lebanese dialect. Actually, the two words that we use in Lebanon are completely different than the word Laysa and the word Ghayr. And these two words are Manno and the word Mish. Manno and Mish. Let's start with the word Manno. Actually, the word Manno is a word composed of two words. It originally comes from these two words. Ma, which is a negative word that we're also going to take in the following lessons, and innahu, which is a word that we've taken before, and we said that this word is composed of inna and a pronoun, and it's usually used to emphasize pointing at something. So ma plus innahu becomes ma innahu, and you know that Lebanese people love to shorten everything, so they shortened it to Manno instead of ma inno. And note here, you guys, that in Syria you'll still hear the word manu or mana for feminine nouns, and it clearly shows the origin of the word manno, which is ma plus innahu. Okay, so again, mannu, which is composed of ma plus innahu, and it means he's not, and manna, which is composed of ma plus innaha, and it means she's not. So if you want to say this is a book, again, a book in Lebanon is كتاب. So we say هيدا كتاب. هيدا كتاب. And if you want to change that into this is not a book, we say هيدا منو كتاب. هيدا منو كتاب. Again, you guys, Manno and the word Mish both are placed before the noun or the adjective in a sentence. And you know now, you guys, that in Lebanon, we don't put any vowels at the end of the letters in the words. We always pronounce the last letter in a word as if it has a sukoon on it. So we say ktib. So it's not necessary to think what vowel should you use after the word Manno and the word Mish. Okay, so let's take another example. If you want to say she is ready, we say هي جاهزة. The word ready is جاهز for a boy, جاهزة for a girl. And it's the same in فصحى. جاهز or جاهز for a male, جاهزة or جاهزة for a female. So in Lebanon, we say the same thing. هي جاهزة, she is ready. And if we want to say she is not ready, we say هي منها جاهزة. هي منها جاهزة. هي منها جاهزة. Or you can just omit the word هي and say منها جاهزة. And that means she is not ready. Okay, so now let's discuss the last word, which is mish. Mish is originated from these three words. Ma, which is a negative word. Huwa, a pronoun, which means he is. And shay'un, a word that means thing. So the words are ma huwa shay'un, or in Lebanese dialect, ma huwa shi. So ma huwa shi or ma hiya shi. And in other words, it means not a thing. So all these three words are abbreviated in a word of two letters, which is mish, and it means not. Let's take an example. If you want to say this is coffee, again, coffee means قهوة in Fusha. In Lebanon, you might hear it as قهوة or قهوة. In most regions in Lebanon, qaf in all Arabic words is pronounced as f, unless the meaning becomes weird. So you will hear the sound qaf in most of the words in Lebanon pronounced as f. And one of these words that consists of qaf and is pronounced as f is qahwa. So you say ahwe. You will hear some people in Lebanon pronouncing some words that include qaf as qaf and not f. For example, people in Mount Lebanon might say ahwe as qahwe. Okay, so to say this is coffee, you say هيدي قهوة or هيدي قهوة. And if you want to change that to negative, you say this is not coffee, so it changes to هيدي مش قهوة. هيدي مش قهوة. Another example, you guys, if you want to say she is a writer, you say هي كاتبة. And if you want to change this to negative and say she is not a writer, you place mish before the noun, and thus the sentence becomes هي مش كاتبة. هي مش كاتبة. Okay, so by that we end this lesson, you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell to stay tuned for the upcoming videos, and follow me on Spotify, Arabic Sahel Community. Guys, please find attached the lesson notes in the description below. And by the end of this lesson, I would like to ask you, are you Lebanese? Inta Lebanese? Inta Lebanese for males? Or Inta Lebanese? Inta Lebanese for females? And please try to answer me using the words that we've learned so far in the lessons. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Salam.
Arabic Sahel